The situation is growing dire. The sky is painted with an eerie pink glow. The salmons are attacking multiple sites in Greater Ankopolis and the Splatlands, and all of the king's salmonids are out in full force. Now, who came up with the bright idea of making us fight all three of them at the same time? We can barely handle one of them things! These poor squid kids and Nocto children are fighting for their lives. I'm not the best at fighting myself, but there's still something I can do during these trying times. It's something that I have to do. Hi there, and welcome to the Splatoon 3 Therapist, where we try to salvage whatever sliver is left of everyone's mental health after they've been relentlessly swarmed by these beasts and had their eardrums mutilated by Joe's screaming. I didn't expect my first episode in the Splatlands to happen during a time like this, but I do whatever I can to help people in need. We have many different patients today, so let's help them get through this big run. Hi, sir. Are you okay? They were everywhere. Everywhere I looked. Everywhere I walked, they were there. No matter what I did, I couldn't escape them. And why do I have to fight all three King Salmonids at once now? What do we do to deserve this? Is this some kind of retribution for what we've done? Or are we gonna make it out alive? It's okay. We'll be safe here, and you're far away from those Salmonids now. Just take some slow, deep breaths and let me know if there's anything I can do. Thanks. This big run has just been especially chaotic. The boss Salmonids have been just as annoying as ever, with me constantly getting overwhelmed by their attacks. I end up running right into a scrapper when trying to retreat. Big shots spawn in incredibly awkward positions, so I end up needing to dance around all the shockwaves their cannons release. And you already know how flyfish are. Yeah, those flyfish are Satan's little workers. But now there are three King Salmonids that I need to fight at the same time. I can barely handle one of those things, let alone three of them. Do you know how long it took me to get my first Joe win during his debut on Barnacle and Dime? Well, when fighting all three of them, you need to stay even more calm than when you're just fighting one of them. If you start panicking and going off on your own instead of doing things with your team, then you're bound to fail. It'd also be a good idea to try to coordinate with your team and lure the King Salmonids into each other's attacks. One chomp from Joe can eradicate Boris's Booyah Bomb and a decent sliver of Kozuna's HP too. This would be easier to do with teammates that you were on a call with, but perhaps if you show this technique to randos, they'll pick it up in the middle of the fight too. How do I get them to listen to me? For starters, just press this way. Using your specials and having Joe's giant green ring locked onto you can also get their attention and clue them into what you may be focusing on. Or if you're the odd one out, go to your team and try to help them out with whatever they're doing. They may not be doing the most optimal thing, but with your help they'll at least have a better chance of succeeding. And what'll I do about the maps? The Salmonids have invaded every past big run site, so there's a chance I'll be deployed at the worst one to deal with the Triumvirate. I don't think that'll happen. Statistically, there's still plenty of maps on which you can achieve victory easily. And did you forget, your team gets all Grizzco weapons for the Triumvirate wave, including the hilariously busted Grizzco roller. Okay, but what if I do get something like Barnacle and Dime with Grizzco weapons that don't have range? Well, if that happens, then I want you to know you had a good life. Hi there, ma'am. How's this onslaught been affecting you? Onslaught? Oh, you mean this big run? Well, things are a little more interesting than in past big runs, but I'm still able to manage everything pretty nicely. I have a good couple years of experience in dealing with all types of Salmonids, but my amount of scales wouldn't lead you to believe that. So I take it you aren't the luckiest type of Grizzco employee. That's an understatement. Like, look at this game here. I beat the King Salmonid with a decent chunk of time to spare, and look what I got. Did you just laugh at that? No, I was laughing at something that happened behind you. Go on. Anyway, that's just so frustrating to deal with. If a King Salmonid came around at the end of every wave 3, then maybe I could live with these horrendous odds. But I only run into one about every half hour, and that's when I'm playing with friends. When I'm playing with randos, the chance of me running into them is even more inconsistent. And to top it all off, some of the rewards Grizzco offers are hilariously overpriced. I know rewards like this were designed for the most hardcore Salmon Run players, but I'd like to feel like I'm constantly advancing toward these rewards, instead of feeling like every bit of progress I make is up to a dice roll. Yeah, that is a big issue with Big Run. It isn't one that you can mitigate either, at least not by just playing through it. Like with anything in Splatoon, if you have an issue with it, then bring it up to the developers. Then there's a chance that they can enact those changes later on. Due to complaints like this in the past, at the start of Sizzle Season 2023, they made it to where you can get twice as many scales in Big Run than normal Salmon Run. Also, during the big run that's going on right now, if you beat the Triumvirate, you'll get triple the scales that you would normally get. So they are doing things to help you get the rewards that you want faster.
just at the pace of a paralyzed snail.
And what happens if I can't always participate in big runs where you can get the most scales? Then you can push for similar adjustments to happen in the base salmon run. We might be coming up on the end of updates soon, so there will probably need to be a change like that happens anyway. So I can rally people together to better our odds of getting the scales we want in salmon run? Or I could have them implement a system where I can exchange one type of scale for another? Sure, that sounds great. Thanks, Doc. You're welcome. There's no way she doesn't get what she wants during this big run, though. The devs made it 3 times the normal odds. You gotta get a good chunk of silver or gold with that. Oh my god, somebody got 33 bronze scales? I don't think I should be speaking with you. We're about to pack up everything for the day and bunker down and...
I just want to be loved, Doc. Ever since my buddy showed up, nobody thinks about me anymore. There's nothing I can do to compete with them either. Look at how slender Boris is. You think I can compete with a body like that? And check out Joe. Look at the braces that guy has on his teeth. You know that guy has some generational wealth. And those aren't even their real names. They're just the nicknames they were given the instant they were first spotted. I want a nickname to be known by too, Doc. I want a nickname.
We can call you Big Chungus if you want.
What?
Nothing. Listen, you still have some things going for you. You were the day 1 King Salmon and paved the way for your 2 friends. If you hadn't shown just how fearsome you were, those 2 might have never even surfaced.
I guess you're right.
And your physique isn't that bad either. You're packing cake. No, a whole cheesecake factory back there. Those glutes probably affect the orbit of the earth every time you jump. You can create splashdowns with how strong those things are.
Yeah.
And lastly, your scream is easily the best of the 3 King Salmonids. Your scream, well, screams authority, power, and status. Horborsht just sounds like someone in a psychiatric hospital, and Megalodontia sounds like someone who just stubbed their toe on a door.
True. My scream is the best.
So you get back out there and you show them who's boss. No, who's king, okay?
Yeah, I will. Thank you so much, Doc. You're the best.
Anytime. Wait, did I just help out the salmon? Thank you all for watching the Splatoon 3 Therapist. Before we end off here, let's respond to a few comments sent in by the audience. The Dream Dojo asks, how should I feel when everyone else performs so much better than I do? Is my effort even worth it? To that I say a resounding yes. From focusing on lessers to taking down boss salmonids, especially flyfish, to even just putting down a wave breaker or booyah bomb to revive your fallen teammates during a hectic wave 3, everything you do is one less thing your team needs to do in order to win. So I would say feel proud of anything you achieve during a shift. One of the things I listed can even mean the difference between winning and losing. Ahani17 brought up not being able to handle all of the paintable walls added during big runs after playing on the PvP maps. Well, it seems like after extended periods of abandonment, you aren't used to the paintable walls being back in your life and treating you well in this mode. For instances like this, I'd say get used to and develop a bond with these paintable walls in big run, especially because you ain't ever seen them again in the multiplayer. Look at Lemuria Hub! And Secret Org 09 wanted to talk about how people feel so down after missing the game-saving throw. Well, if that happens to you, then that means you weren't that guy. Also, you probably need glasses. And that does it for this episode of the Splatoon 3 Therapist. If you enjoyed, check out this video on the channel talking about the life of Salmon Run players. And be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content on Splatoon 3 and other things gaming. I'll see you all next time.